On this edition of Tacoma Means Business, Andrew Fry wraps up his series on cash flow needs, focusing on the importance of managing your business finances.
One of the people I love to talk to business about, just about starting a business, entrepreneurship, incubation, all that sort of things, is Thomas Kuljam, who is the director of VIBE, the Veterans Incubator for Better Entrepreneurship, located at the University of Washington Tacoma campus. I actually hold some of my office hours up in VIBE just to keep the activity going and the conversations flowing. And speaking of flowing, one of the things that Thomas tells me, as he is a banker by trade and does analysis for certain banks in terms of business viability, is that he said the biggest thing that surprises him about every entrepreneur and every business plan he's seen is that none of them seem to take into consideration cash flow. It's basically, in a nutshell, the amount of cash that's coming into your company versus the amount of money and cash that's going out. And what you're striving for is positive cash flow. Well, how do you know? It's something you go, well, it's easy, it's an intuitive thing, we're making money. Well, it's not that intuitive, actually, when your company gets a bit more complex. So it's important that you run a cash flow report. You should do it monthly, and it basically says how much money is coming in, how much cash is coming in, how many of our invoices are being paid, and it's basically how are we fueling up in order to pay off all of the expenses, which is the cash that's going out. And then in terms of calculating that, how much have you spent on purchases of equipment? That's cash going out. Although equipment adds to your asset value, it's still cash that's no longer available to you. The employee payment, debts that you have, anything of that sort. So you can put together a simple cash flow payment. And that should give you a decent idea of how things are going. You can have a cash flow that's negative, and it could put you in the hole for $50,000 in the course of 1 month because your cash flow is negative. But if you've got $500,000 in the bank, then basically you still got plenty of time. You've got about 10 months worth of burn before you're out of money. The next month, you might actually get $70,000 in and put $50,000 out, so you now have a cash flow positive of $20,000. You haven't made up for that $50,000 that went out, but now you're cash flow positive. Oftentimes when you're starting a new company, it's not about how long it takes to get to be profitable, but how long it takes to be cash flow positive. So what else can you do in terms of managing your cash flow? One of the things that you can do is start thinking about where your cash flow is coming in from. It's not only customers, it's not only purchases. If you have investments or anything that gains in value, that can be part of the cash flow that you're discussing. The other one is your investment dollar. That can help you with your cash flow. You can go out and get money in terms of investment by others that might come in on a monthly basis. Let's just say that you have an investor who's going to give you $200,000 for your company. Generally speaking, you might take that at $20,000 a month, in which case you're getting a cash in positive of $20,000 a month. And that's how you can start to do your analysis. Bigger companies, it's a little bit more complex, and that's why oftentimes what you'll see is that you need help with your cash flow in order to make it through the lean months. We talked about seasonal businesses before, and that's when you actually go out and get a line of credit. A line of credit is there for you to use only when you need it. So if you find yourself surprisingly cash flow negative because a couple customers are taking 60 or 90 days to pay off their bills as opposed to the 30 that you'd expected, it's not going to disrupt your business so much because now you can actually draw from the line of credit as you get ready to get back to your cash flow positive state. And those are just some ways in which you can analyze and work your cash flow.
For more ways on helping grow your business, check out Tacoma's Community and Economic Development Program at MakeItTacoma.com.